Dear friends of pleasure, perhaps you know it. It is like an electric impulse. Impatiently you tear off each other's excess clothes and fall onto one another. You are hot for each other. The thought of being caught or even doing something forbidden increases your desire. Your bodies rub against each other. You feel the pressure of the searching hands demandingly rubbing over your skin. You see the greedy looks of your partner and hear their quick breath. You can almost smell the animalistic desire. In this moment, you just want to feel him inside you, to surrender to him, experiencing his passion as if it were a sense. Like a rush, the wave of desire culminates in the orgasmic merging of your bodies. But, just as quickly as it happens, it is already over. Short and intense. It can look something like this when you indulge in a really hot quickie. It tingles. It's exciting, and you feel as thrilled as on the first time. I will tell you in this video how a quickie can become an unforgettable experience and what you need to pay attention to. I am Antje, your sensual coach, and I help you with desire and frustration in your love life. First, we want to explain a few basic things. What exactly is a quickie? The word quick comes from English and means something like quick or fast. Therefore, a quickie is a quick, intense sexual experience. It gets straight to the point with little to no foreplay. So, what is a quickie about? The main goal of a quickie should not be orgasm, but rather that you want to feel your partner right now, quickly and passionately. However, if you as a couple are focused on experiencing a climax, you need to know the fastest way to reach orgasm for yourselves and your partner. Getting to know each other. Therefore, in 2001, the golden rule applies. If you want an orgasm, you are also responsible for your own orgasm. So, take this task into your own hands in the truest sense of the word. Find out for yourself how to reach orgasm the fastest. And with men, the problem is not as prevalent as it is with women when it comes to reaching climax. But especially for women, because there are simply many more women who do not know how to reach orgasm the fastest. Therefore, these women often ask themselves, what is supposed to be enjoyable in a quickie? My husband is aroused, takes me, comes, and where do I stand? The problem is not that men generally come faster, but that many women have difficulty reaching orgasm at all. Perhaps they have never had one before. How are they supposed to reach a quick orgasm? 2001 helps you become familiar with your body and discover how you can reach climax. This means you need to try it out on yourself, because how could your partner bring you to orgasm if you can't even achieve it yourself? So, get to it and practice. Take a step back, familiarize yourselves with your anatomy, and see what feels good and where you need to touch yourselves to reach orgasm faster. The secret behind the quickie, where one comes so quickly, lies within each individual. Experiment, try things out, and do it regularly. Of course, you can do this exercise alone or with your partner. It's entirely up to you. If you do it with your partner, you will both get to know each other better. And during the next little rendezvous, he simply tries out how to come the fastest. It will definitely be anything but boring. Does having a quickie actually mean full-on penetration? In other words, sexual intercourse? Could a quickie not simply mean that you both masturbate next to each other or against each other, using your hands or toys on one another, as described in the Shepherd's Hour, only that it happens faster, without any preparation or aftercare? Just give this option a try and give your partner a quick orgasm. And next time, you can switch roles. This way, everyone gets their money's worth and no one has a reason to complain. Most of us probably understand a quickie as a wild, fast romp in just a few minutes. How can you do everything right in a short time to share your desire and passion with your partner? It's simple, by having a quick, hot quickie. We all know that variety in our love life is important, so that boredom doesn't set in and sex doesn't become a habit. Because boredom eventually leads to sexual frustration, there are arguments and everything escalates. To avoid that, every couple should have a quickie from time to time to spice up the relationship, lift the mood, and get both of you out of your comfort zone. Give it a try. Have spontaneous sex, socios, quick and dirty, without long preparation or an extensive foreplay. But how do you go about it when you just want to get straight to the point, without the usual conditions? The most important factors here are fun and joy in sex with your partner, desire and passion, and wanting it now, here, and immediately. If you also follow my 7 tips for an unforgettable quickie, nothing can go wrong. Tip number 1 is the timing and the novelty. Don't worry about when the right moment will come. When it does, you'll know it. Be ready, have the energy, and be in the mood to get started. Since the usual or exciting foreplay is omitted or significantly shortened, both of you need to be able to connect with each other. In 2001, when you are truly engaged with desire and passion, a quickie becomes something special. Additionally, every quickie will be different. You will experience something new each time, something that is unplanned, unprepared, and beyond your control. It is new to hurry, it is new to set this pace, and it is new to be in this unique situation. It is also new to introduce this variation into your sex life. You don't need any experience or refined skills for this. It doesn't even require you to completely take off your clothes. And that brings me to the next tip. Tip number 2, the clothing. To save time, avoid completely undressing, because with a quickie, less is more. Use and takes off as little clothing as possible. That means letting your pants fall down, pushing aside your underwear, lifting up your tops, and bam, diving into the pleasure. Touch each other, seek body contact on the exposed areas that can be felt, and enjoy this sensation. Kiss and touch what you can reach. If you can't feel your partner's entire body during the quickie as you usually would, be creative and make the most of everything to make the moment more extraordinary and exciting. Tip number 3, stress and pressure. We agree that stress and pressure do not necessarily lead to the greatest sexual adventures. But in a quickie, they are actually the secret ingredients. If you are stressed or feel pressure as if the kettle is about to burst, transform both into pleasure and desire and be 100% in the moment. If you can quickly reach climax under pressure, the pressure is transformed into satisfaction, making it the best factor for stress relief and relaxation. Because of the stress, you are usually more easily aroused, as the happiness hormones are tense and waiting to be released. So, let the endorphins flow, experience high explosive passion and ecstatic orgasms. Afterwards, you will feel incredibly relaxed and satisfied. If you have an orgasm, that's perfect. But as mentioned, the focus should always be on pleasure and the moment of desire. Otherwise, you will feel the pressure to absolutely have an orgasm, which can be a total mood killer. Tip number 4, no experiments. Hold on to the things that work. Time decides and hangs over you like a falling ball. Therefore, I recommend using tried and true techniques and positions during a quickie that you know feel good. You can try out new things and experiment at any time. When you have peace and time, focus on something you know and are familiar with, and avoid stressful or annoying situations, because these things kill the moment that was going so well. Pursue your goal of reaching climax together as quickly as possible. If you usually use a vibrator or your hand to stimulate yourself or your partner, then go for it. Lay all the cards on the table and do what excites you and your partner. Don't be shy or reserved, ashamed or insecure. Be direct, uninhibited, natural, and free of fear. If you notice that your partner is unsure of what to do because they are in a state of ecstasy or spaced out, give them instructions on how and what you need. Tell your partner you need it harder, faster, slower, and where they should touch or kiss you. Say it openly and without hesitation, because now is simply the wrong time to beat around the bush. Don't think, just do. Do what comes to your mind. Do what works for you. Show your hunger for love without false restraint, intensely and passionately. That's what makes a good quickie and is incredibly hot. Tip number 5. Be ready to change course. This means that not everything goes as planned. If the quickie doesn't work out for any reason, don't force it. We are all not machines, and if you don't reach the right level of moisture or if the erection doesn't occur, don't put pressure on yourselves. Improvise, compensate, and handle it with confidence. These problems are human and can simply happen at any time. Are you still stressing out? It will get much, much worse. The more stress and pressure you put on yourselves, the less it works. You are frustrated and are putting even more stress and pressure on yourselves, a hamster wheel. So make the most of the moment. Focus on your partner and enjoy the moment. The touch. Sometimes focusing on the partner can still create a small miracle. By not focusing on yourselves for a moment, a release of pressure occurs, and you may still achieve your happy ending. But keep in mind that you always have the option to switch from the quickie, which should lead to intercourse, to oral sex, or simply to a hot and intense makeout session. Give yourselves the freedom and permission to switch things up without either of you feeling bad for not being able to perform. Be relaxed and don't put pressure on yourselves. Tip number 6, the locations. Where can you have quickies? That is, of course, up to each of you, and it can be anywhere outside, in a changing room, sex in the car, in the office, in public places like parks, construction sites, swimming pools, or the cinema. Foreign cinemas are always preferred because the visitor frequency is relatively low. Backyard quickies in the bathroom, wherever you like, classrooms, saunas. There are no restrictions on when and where. Don't be selfless. No quickie can be so good that you lose your job afterward. Someone has an accident, or you might even face a lawsuit because you were too careless and there were children nearby. Before you fall into the intoxication of desire, check where you are and what you need to pay attention to. Be especially careful when having sex in public, even though it can be very exciting, as you could get caught. The charges for public nuisance or spending a vacation abroad behind bars are usually not so funny. Usually, before you start, take a look around to see if there are any cameras that might be watching, recording, and potentially used against you during your lovemaking. Being watched can be exciting for some, but certainly not when one is unwantedly observed by strange people, such as a boss or something like that. This can obviously become embarrassing and, in the worst case, cost one their job. You can certainly flirt with danger, but make sure that you do not harm yourselves or others. Tip number 7. Aftercare at the end of the quickie, regardless of how long you had sex. Whether seconds or minutes is very important. Even though time is still ticking, kiss each other again and have a brief moment of eye contact. Embrace each other for at least 30 seconds. Take a deep breath again and enjoy in your thoughts what you have just experienced. Contact your partner later if necessary, either by sending text messages or by making a quick call, depending on how close you are. It is important to invest the time after a quickie that you would otherwise use during normal sex to acknowledge each other. Otherwise, one of you might feel used or exploited because everything is different and faster during a quickie. Additionally, you won't have to blame yourselves later for not reaching out, thus preventing stressful situations. So, that was my video about quickies. Share it with friends who might find the video helpful. And remember, just like with everything else, the more practice you have, the better you will become. Over time, you will find out what works for you and what doesn't. If you want more advice on how to have the best sex of your life, whether it's long, short, or somewhere in between, subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, enjoy and see you in the next video.